Hello, everyone. Hello, Akashic Tribe. I hope everyone is having a fabulous day. Today, we're going to have a June forecast of what we're going to be going through, what we're going to be transmitting, transforming into this Gemini season and this Cancer season. So while you guys are coming into this live, I want you guys to put what's your sun, what's your moon, what's your rising, and what's your life path number, and what's your intentions for this June cycle. Because this June cycle is going to be a really deep cycle for us all collectively. So let's get into this deeply. For the first part of June, we're going to be going into Gemini season, where we are right now. Gemini rules the energy of Mercury. Mercury is the energy of communications. So this is a time that you need to see, are you expressing yourself authentically, or you're expressing yourself from a performing way of being? Gemini also rules the third house. So your third house is I think, I speak, I write. So in this cycle of life, you want to be tuned with how do you think, how do you speak, how are you writing, or are you not writing? Writing is a ancient technology. It's a lost technology that a lot of us don't even do anymore because of technology. And what I want to invite us into is start to write more, because the more you write and the more you journal, you're going to tap into a different level of your inner dialogue with yourself, and you're going to be able to express yourself at a different way. The third house is also the energy of our siblings, the way how we express ourselves with our siblings. So this is a time to reflect and see, am I expressing myself like I'm still in that inner child self when I was a little kid, where I couldn't fully express myself? I feel like I had to compete with my siblings. If this is you doing this, this is the time to shift into a different frequency. Something that happened to me about 4 to 5 years ago is I started to write. I started to journal, and I worked with a company where I was doing door-to-door services, and they helped us to start manifesting our sales. So before we would go out on the doors, we would actually say, hey, we're going to get these many sales or more. Eventually, for doing that for months and months at a time, I start to see that come into fruition in real time. So with that happening to me, I became obsessed with writing, that I kept writing and I kept writing, and I start to transform my trauma base and my survival way of thinking. I start to see the energies of relationships with myself in the way I was thinking, because I was operating from a part of me that felt like I was dumb. I felt like that I wasn't smart. I thought I was just an athlete. And the more I start writing, I can only write a page. And then eventually I was able to write 2 pages. Then at the time I would write 4 to 5 pages, that I start seeing that I am a genius. I can express myself. I can write a book. So these are the things of the lost technology that we need to start tapping into, is writing. Because when we're writing, we're manifesting. We're doing spells in real time. Other things that we need to have awareness of in this Gemini season is different energies of air, and how are you moving in your masculine energy, because air is masculine. So this is the time you want to see, are you all about ideas? Are you overwhelmed with ideas, and are you scrolling too much? Because if you're scrolling too much, if you're too much in the social media, this is the time you're going to feel that you need to go through a social media detox. And that's okay, because Gemini rules social media. Gemini rules this way of communicating. So for us to move into a different energy of it and move to a healthier way of it and not be distracted from the mind and be consuming from the mind, we have to give ourselves time to get in tune to our inner mind, because Gemini is the twins. And with the twins, that's you and your shadow self. So you have to see, are you operating for your authentic self or you're operating from your shadow self? Because the negative energy of Gemini is a person that speaks all the time, over speaks, don't know when to stop when he speaks, he or she speaks. So this is the time you want to get in tune to how you're communicating. If you struggle with communicating, I want to invite you guys, take public speaking, get into Toastmasters, start doing mirror work, start doing mirror magic, and you're going to start to see some deep things, even gossiping. If you're on the phone all the time or you're around people and you're always gossiping, talking about other people, that is not operating in the highest frequency of Gemini. You want to be expanding people when you talk about them. You want to be intentional of how you're talking about people, because if you're talking about people, what you think people are doing behind your back, because what you do, you're going to get back. So with that being said, I want you guys to start putting in a chat, how are you communicating to yourself? How are you communicating with others? How are you communicating with your siblings? Does it serve you and does it serve them? If not, this is the time to change. This is the time to have the revelations. This is the time not to be expressing from a performance way of being. This is a time that we tap into our infinite way of being, our infinite way of intelligence. Because Gemini, when you're operating in a high vibration, you get people like Tupac. You get people like Biggie Smalls and how he was communicating through storytelling. So storytelling is also something that rules Gemini too. So if you are a person that you feel like you got a lot to say, you want to express yourself, you want to get online, you want to start to move in your purpose and start speaking and being that messenger for people, but you're scared, you don't know how to do it, speak from a place of storytelling. Speak from a place of telling people stories about you and how you have revelations and you expanding your life from you just being you. We don't have to overcomplicate the Gemini frequency. We just need to make it simple and just speak and express, because Gemini is also the messenger. It's also the middle man. So a lot of messengers are going to be coming into fruition in the Gemini season, or you're going to have that nudge from spirit to get you out and get you into you to start speaking and start expressing, because things you went through when you was a kid, the things you went through with your siblings, the things you went through in your story, it's time for you to start telling your narrative so people can start rewiring their narrative too, or have a awareness of, oh, that happened to me too. Because the more we start to do that, that's how we connect with the collective conscious, because we're all one. We're all one. We're the mirror. That's the Gemini. But a lot of us, from social programming, social norms, we've been into the energy of not fully expressing that we was doing the monkey see, monkey do. It's something that I learned a couple years ago from this video. Earl Nightingale said that if you ask 20 people, why do they wake up every single day? You're only going to see that one person is going to tell you why they are getting up. And the 19 other of these people are going to be saying, I get up because they get up. So it shows us how we have been operating from a monkey see, monkey do world. We've been operating for a consuming way of thinking, where we're scrolling, and people are always selling things to us, and we're not even consciously seeing it. So this is a time to become more conscious of how you thinking, how you speaking, how you writing, and being more intentional with everything. Because the more intentional you are, the more you're going to see your inner beauty, your inner magic, your inner God self that's going to help you to change and move into your highest reality. So this is what Gemini season is going to be showing us. On June 11th, we're going to be having a full moon in Sagittarius. That's the opposite of Gemini. Sagittarius is the energy of truth. It's the energy of philosophy. It is the teacher. So this is the time in this new moon that's on June 11, and 11 is the middle, which is the equals. This is the time to see, are you operating authentically, or you're expecting, you're moving from a way of your intellect, what you just seen, or are you avoiding truth? Are you avoiding truth? Because if you are avoiding truth, Cancer season that comes at the end of this June is going to have some things for you. As you guys see, you see the things that's going on with Aubrey Marcus in this community. You see this energy of this topic, polyamory. You see this energy of what it means to be in a radical relationship. And I will be making a video on this tomorrow, so stay tuned. We're going to be talking deeply from my reflection of what I've seen from Aubrey Marcus and what I feel like some truth that needs to be revealed. But not to talk about Aubrey Marcus today. We're going to talk about polyamory and monogamy, because it's not to say one is right than the other, but it is to speak the truth about one another. Some people have soul contracts to be open, and that's okay. Some people have contracts to be monogamy. That's okay. But what the biggest thing that Aubrey Marcus is doing collectively is showing the manipulation of the frequency. And as a masculine, I want to speak truth about monogamy and polyamory, polygamy, all this open relationships. This is my perspective. So this is not to say this is the full truth. This is what I feel called to just express from my truth and what I have also went through. Before meeting my wife, I was open to that way of thinking of polyamory. But meeting my wife, it has brought revelations of expression of, this is the only person I want to be with. I don't want to be with multiple people. And it's not to say that being with multiple people cannot work, because you got toxic monogamy, you got toxic polyamory. But what I have seen collectively that, and I'm speaking collectively, I'm not speaking individually for anyone, but collectively, a lot of these polyamory people are just horny. Let's speak truth. Because being in the hardest thing to do in this reality is business partnerships, marriage, and commitments. These things are really, really hard to do for anybody collectively. So being with multiple women as a man, I want you to ask yourself, if you are this man, do you have the mental to be with multiple women? Do you have the emotional bandwidth to be with multiple women? Do you have the financial stability? This is one of the most important things, to be with multiple women. Do you have the spiritual consciousness to be with multiple women? If you do not, you should not be with multiple women. I'm going to say it again. If you do not have the mental, the emotional, the physical, and the spiritual to hold more than 2 or 3 women, you should not be with them. Because you're operating at a place where you're looking something outside of yourself. You're looking from a place from, to me, an egotistical place. And it's not to say all polyamory energy is egotistical. But if you don't have the financial, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Can you have them to be in their own, or can you help them to be in all one place with their own room or their own house If not, come on. It is people that is supposed to be open, because this is the age of Aquarius. This is all where people are going to be free. And it's not to say that people are not going to be that way, because I also do feel that it's going to be a lot more openness. Polys, open relationships. You see the things with transgender, all these things. These are coming out. This is the time that it's supposed to come out. But we also have to call the distortion of it too. And if you as a man, you have to be very honest and integrity if you're going to be with multiple people. If you do not have the bandwidth and you're doing it from your lower three chakras, it's not going to work. If you don't know how to give all these women intention and presence with your love, it's not going to work. If you wasn't able to have successful monogamy relationships and be present with one woman mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, how can you do it for multiple women? Because Gemini is relationships. It's two. People who have Gemini Venus, some of them might be bisexual. Aquarius Venus. These are people that are like that. And it's not to say just because you have a Gemini Venus or Aquarius Venus, you're like this. But I seen collectively that you see people like this, or Aquarius stellium, a Gemini stellium. They might be open to things that's not the society norm. So if you're going to operate in that way, there's nothing wrong with it, but be in integrity of that. Don't be in a way of being lower three chakras, mommy wound, daddy wound, and you want attention and you feel like you need to have multiple women, multiple men to fill that void inside of you. And it's not to say everyone is operating this way, but you want to be, as Aubrey Marcus say, radical honest. Radical honest. It's not to say monogamy is the best way, polyamory is the best way, but the best way is to be integrity in any way. Ooh, that was a bar. That was a bar. Be integrity in any way. Don't be sneaky. Don't be emotionally manipulative where you feel like you need to project that your partner needs to be that. And if they're not okay with that, it's something wrong with them and they're insecure. That's not being emotional intelligent. That's Cancer. We have to be emotionally intelligent. When you are in a relationship, you have to see what your partner feels about what you're operating in. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. Sometimes you have to make compromises for people that you love. And not be, well, this is me, and I'm just going to be this way. You're not seeing the lesson from the soul contract that Source is trying to get you to see. If you guys are understanding what I'm saying, you guys are getting what I'm saying from Instagram, from YouTube, put a 1 in the chat. If you're having revelations, you guys having confirmation, clarity, you guys having thoughts that needs to be talked about, put these in the chat. Let's open up this conversation, because this is something that's really, really deep. This is something that's really, really deep, because on the other side of this poly, you got men that is bisexual. You got women that are bisexual. You have people that has been suppressing their sexual energy. And if you are suppressing your sexual energy, you're not being your full authentic being. So we have to rewire our mind so we can rebuild our home, which is our dome, which is our fourth chakra, which is our heart, which is the Cancer, which is the feminine of the mind, which is the masculine of the mind too, which is the Gemini. So it's funny how in Gemini, which is air, Cancer, which is feminine, which is water, air and water has to be in union, because air is also water. It's just a different element of it. Air is water. Without air, how could we breathe? Without the trees, how can we live? We actually cannot live without the trees. I want you guys to see this deeply. And if you say, hey, I'm just a horny man, I'm just a horny woman, if that's you, you happy, be that. Because you have to know where you're at on your soul journey. But what I will say, when you are a soul that is very, very advanced, most of the time, not all the time, you're going to have one partner. And you're going to learn all those lessons from one partner. Now, if you just want to have fun, you're going to be most likely you're going to be poly. Why I'm speaking about this? Because I am a person in different timelines. In past life, I had multiple wives. But we was in a time that was necessary. It was essential to our being. And in those ways, women, it wasn't for a man because he was horny. Man had enough money and spiritual conscious that when one wife is with the man, the other wife is with the kids. The other wife is cleaning. And these wives also was very psychic. They know how to help the man so he can be in the action to bring the things to the family and the home. But a lot of people are not operating in this way. And we're not in that time that same thing that I was going through in the past life is happening right now in this lifetime. So I want to invite people, if you have not learned how to master monogamy, you should probably master monogamy before you move to poly. If you have not mastered being present with your one partner, you should probably do that first before you bring in multiple partners. So now, let's get into Cancer season. Cancer is the energy of family and home, which rules the fourth house, that rules the collective emotion, which means I feel. So this is the time where we're going to be getting deeply in our feelings. So a lot of people are going to be crying a little bit more. A lot of people are going to be feeling more senses a lot more. A lot of people are going to be feeling the moon a lot more at night, and then the new moon and the full moon in Cancer. People are going to be going through a lot of things of mommy wounds. So if you haven't worked on mommy wounds, that abandonment wound, you're going to see in real time, have you cleared that? Have you cut that cord? Or you need to see that so you can move into a higher consciousness in your feminine aspect, no matter if you are masculine or you are feminine gender. Cancer is also the energy of the nervous system. So people that want to accumulate more money, people that want to accumulate higher levels of moving, higher levels of being, no matter if it's money or not, you have to recalibrate your nervous system to be able to move into that higher polarity of you. So how can we do this in real time? How can we do this in a practical way? Ice baths, cold showers, meditating outside in nature, walks, hikes on outside, because this is going to recalibrate your nervous system of peace and blessings, and it's going to shift your energy. It's going to shift your voice. You can tell by a person's nervous system where they're at, if they're okay with silence. Are they frigid? Can they hold money? Can they hold a relationship? Can they hold things that's very, very high vibrational? And if you cannot, that just means you have some work to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's literally nothing wrong with that. Cancer is the energy of the mother, the grandmother of all. Cancer is also land, because feminine is also land. So this is a time that we need to get back in tune with nature. having a deeper relationship with nature, having a deeper relationship with the ocean, with the lakes, and stop putting trash in the waters because we're not honoring nature. If we do not honor nature, it's going to be hard for her to honor us. So this is why we have the tornadoes, the earthquakes, the natural disasters, because she has to go through a reset. And anything that's not serving her, she's going to cleanse that frequency. She's going to move that frequency out. You cannot control water, people. Anybody that tried to control water, ooh-wee, that's not a good frequency to be in. If you're trying to control water, when you're trying to control water, you're going against the currency. So when you're trying to go against the currency, that's probably a reflection of your money. So that's why we are rewiring our minds and understanding we are the code. We are the code. You are source. You are the codex. You are the architect. You can bend realities. You can rewire your mind. You can release soul contracts. You can rewrite the contract. But if you're operating in your lower self and you don't feel like you can do that, you're going to feel limited in this earthly reality. Cancer season is going to start summer solstice. So this means this is a new cycle. Summertime. Summer is the energy of the sun. So the sun is coming out. More money is going to be made collectively. More money is going to be spent collectively. More people going to be going out. More people going to be expressing. More vitamin D is going to be in the vibration on earth. So this is the time that anything that is holding you back, if it's the way you think, if it's the way you speak, is it mommy wounds? Is it things from your ancestral lineage? This is the time to release this energy. This is the time to release these energy. Because the more you are clear with your air, you're more clear with your minds. This is how you outwit the devil. This is how you outwit the distraction. This is how you become more disciplined of your mind. This is how you activate the monk mind, the martial art mind. When you tap into your heart, when you tap into your feelings and your emotions, Smokey, you tap into a different level of emotional intelligence. So something with me that happened in my life that I see that this has been the superpower in my life. I have a Pisces stellium in the 4th house, in the Cancer house. So I'm a Pisces. I'm deeply romantic. I'm very poetic. I love my mother because Cancer is the energy of mother. I love my mother. I love my sister. She's like my second mother. And my drive to football, my drive to want more in life has been that foundation of my mother and my sister. But one thing that I used to not like about myself was my sensitivity. I was a kid. You could tell me something serious when I was a kid, and I would start crying. So I felt like I was a bitch. I felt like I wasn't a man. I felt like it was something wrong with me. Why these other dudes, they not being emotional? Why am I so emotional? But years later in my 20s, I learned that this is my strength. Because there was a time in my life where I seen my mom and she never said nothing to me. I seen my mom hurt and I knew why she was hurt. That a couple of days later, I was like, how did I know my mom was hurt like that? Because of my Pisces stellium, my intuitive way of being, because I'm here to bring in a different level of ESP and the psychic way of being, the clairvoyancy. So this has been my gift, but I thought it was a curse. So I was mad. I had that Aries moon. I had that rage that I would talk that way when it even came to women. These are things I actually had to shift into. that I had to rewire my mind of how I was thinking of how to be a masculine, because I thought being a masculine was money. I thought being a masculine was providing money, but it's so much more to a masculine of what it can provide, and its presence and just being there, and also reassuring feminine, also breathing, sitting with things, and then responding, not reacting. Martial arts, wrestling helped me to tap in to that frequency of that masculine frequency as well. So if it's man on here that you feel like you're so emotional, smoky, go do martial arts. Go wrestle. Go do kung fu. Go tap in. It's a reason why they have Karate Kid. Tap in. Because as a man, you need that monk mind. You need to be emotional, but not be emotional ruled. You need to be stillness ruled, knowing how to respond, knowing how to observe reality. That's Gemini. That's the twins. This is why in movies, anime, when you see them fighting and all that, it's very spiritual. That's the Akashic records. Dragon Ball Z, how you seen Goku tap into instant transmission. That was him tapping into a different level of his divine feminine. That's serenity. That's feminine. But in this society, we've been told that feminine is weak. Ha! Feminine is not weak. And I learned that deeply from my mother and my sister. I seen us go through times in our life where I thought my mom was going to show weakness. I have never seen my mom flinch. I have never seen my mom flinch. My mom worked from 3:30 to 11:30 all the way to my senior year in high school. I never seen her flinch. I never say, oh, I want to give up. And if she did, she never showed it. So as a feminine gender, she showed me how to be masculine, strong. So I know people say that a woman cannot raise a boy into a man. And I agree with that to a certain extent. But when you see a woman that does not have a masculine in her presence, and she has to be masculine, she can show you masculine energies in your masculine vessel. And this is what she showed me. She showed me how to be resilient. She showed me how to never give up, and always to be emotional resilient and mental resilient. And even if it's times that I want to give up, give yourself 5 minutes, cry, do what you do, and then you move up and you move forward. And this is how I got through my life. That's the Gemini in me, because Gemini rules my second house, you see. This is how I tap into a different relationship with me. And this is how you can tap into a different relationship with you. How do you communicate with yourself when times is rough? Are you going to sit here and say, I'm a bitch? Or are you going to say to yourself, stop being a little bitch? Some of you might think that's a little rough, but sometimes you got to speak that truth. This is my Sagittarius rising coming through. Sometimes you got to speak that truth, because I see the power of the feminine energy. That this is why collectively we try to suppress the feminine energy. And I feel like as a man in the Gemini season, which rules man, which rules air, for us to tap into a different air, to tap into a different level of the Akash, because the Akash is the sky, we have to be man messengers calling things out. This is the June forecast. Coming for that ass. This ain't no peace, love, light. This is divine truth and light. I had to learn something of niceness too, that I feel like people who are listening needs to know this too. My mom used to say things like, oh, Wally, you so messy. You do this, you do that. And I used to get so defensive. But what I have learned from growing up, She was telling me the truth. She wanted me to be the best person for myself. But I was being defensive. Communication style, defensive. Then seeing things as constructive criticism. And if someone wasn't saying something to me in a high vibrational level or empowering me, I was resistant. So I was blocking my blessing. And I see that this is what a lot of people do in this spiritual community too. This is why people want to get all these reads and they want to be told that they was Yamiya or the Orisha, they was the Oya, they want to feel good. But when you tell them, listen, you need to be disciplined. You're not disciplined with your phallus. You're not disciplined with your womb. They don't want to hear that. That message didn't resonate with me. Why it didn't resonate with you? Did it trigger you? If it did, that means it's something inside you. I had to learn this deeply within myself too. And this is taking me to a different level of communication. Gemini, Mercury. Mercury, Gemini. It's funny how they have an AI called Gemini too. This is why I speak in astrology way, because I have the intentions that I want astrology to be the overall science of everything, because the oldest science to man is astrology, which is astronomy, which is the planets. They all talking to us. They are heaven gate keepers. JP Morgan said something. Millionaires look at the stars. Billionaires look at astrology. All these people been looking at astrology. Everybody who got that money got astrology people in the backside giving them information. They probably didn't tell you, but they're getting that information. So this is why I intentionally speak in astrology. Because once you know your astrology chart, you know astrology, you know what we going in the next 30 days. This is how you move in your God cycle in real life. When you know why you were born at a time that you needed to learn something. You had to figure something out before a past lifetime that you haven't figured out. I'll give you guys an example. I am a Pisces, but I'm also that Aries. I have a Pisces sun, Aries moon, but I'm born on March 19 on the Pisces Aries cusp. Aries is the energy of Shango. Aries is the energy of Aries. Aries is the energy of Shaka Zulu. So I was a warrior. So I had to learn how to be in war and master war. But now I had to learn to stop being in war with myself and stop being in war with my emotions, Smokey. This is how you see your blueprint in real time. Astrology, like this person said, Beth, astrology is ancient as fuck. It's ancient as hell. Who gave us astrology? A person named Mercurius. And this person named Mercury is supposed to be another name of Thoth, which is the Akashic Records teacher, which Akashic Records is the sky. So you see in real time that astrology is a practical way of the Akashic Records. What's your sun sign? What's your moon? What's your Venus? What's your rising? What's your north node? This is why it's so important. When you want to know your personality, when you want to know what you're going through, tap into your astrology. That's ancient technology. But they didn't even teach us this in school. Why do you think that was? Gemini, getting you guys to think. Because the person who created the school system, John D. Rockefeller, said, I don't want a world of thinkers. I want a world of workers. So he wants monkey see, monkey do. And I don't want you guys to be in monkey see, monkey do. I want you guys to be creators, not consumers. So if you're consuming, if you're scrolling more than you're creating, this is your point. This is the time to shift that energy. This is the time to move in a different level of your capabilities. What are you creating? What are you creating? What book are you writing? What are you posting on YouTube? What are you giving to the collective that can also help you? Because we are all one. I want you guys to see that God, creator, yourself, the universe, which is you, gave you blueprints so you know how to move. And I'm telling you, astrology has changed my life because it helped me to see what I'm supposed to here to do deeply. I've been a person that's been very clairvoyant, been deep thinking, been seeing things since I was a kid. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I thought I was crazy. But then when I seen that chart, it helped me to see, oh, I'm seeing things from the future. Oh, I'm not daydreaming. I'm seeing the unseen. Hold up. Who the hell am I? Hold up. What is going on? What is this world? It's a dream world. Pisces, Morpheus, Matrix, Pisces God, which is a story of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Matrix is the story of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. And in Matrix, she was not a sex worker. She was not a sex worker. Who created the Matrix? Sophia Stewart. Sophia means wisdom. Why did she give us this wisdom? This is a story of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. You don't have to believe me. Go look at Lawrence Fishburne interview talking about the Matrix and what it means. Pisces, age of Pisces, religion. We've been a 21-year cycle of religion that we're moving to a new cycle in the age of Aquarius of being free of our mind, because Aquarius means mind. You see the connections? Are you guys seeing the synchronicities? Everything is connected. This is a quantum net. This is a quantum universe. This is the golden ratio. This is the Fibonacci sequence. This is a Fibonacci code. That's even the stock market, you see. Someone's going to hear that and understand what I'm saying with the stock market is the Fibonacci sequence. Us understanding this information, us understanding this energy, what did Yahshua Jesus say? Everything I have, you have too. Neo, the one. How did they even remember Jesus? How did they even knew Jesus was coming to fruition? Astrology. It was astrology. You had the Vedic astrologies predicting things, which is interesting. So this is what I know when I'm one of the souls, the fractal soul, to help bring astrology that people who don't believe it, it's not a belief. It's a fact. It's a science. Science does not care if you believe in the science. 1 + 1 is 2. Stop it. So, us understanding these energies of astrology, it is connected to the Gemini. It is connecting to the Cancer. It's connected to the womb because Cancer rules the womb. So we're going to go through a womb transformation. A lot of women are going to go through a womb transformation. This is a time to do release letters from people that you used to have a relationship with that you feel like they're still in your womb because you still potentially have soul ties to them. So if you're thinking or you're moving in a way where you're daydreaming about people that you shouldn't be daydreaming, this means you need to release the things from the past, because water signs and water energy and Cancer, they like to think of the past because they're so emotional. So Cancer also rules home. So you feel called to move home, not move home, but to go home. You're healing from something. If you don't know why, but you feel like you need to go home, you're healing from something. It's something that you didn't need to see from something that you went through in your family environment. So us understanding these patterns, because we live in a world of patterns and cycles, this is when we can move as God, source, creator in the flesh. This is why everybody I work with, no matter they gonna work with me or I'm working with them, I tap into their astrology. What is your birthday? What is your name? What is your numerology numbers? What is your numbers? Because women lie, men lie, numbers don't. So us understanding these terminologies, this is how we can move in our highest alignment. So Cancer, if you are a Cancer, or when you get into Cancer season, see if you are emotionally driven or purpose driven. I want to say this code that I'm hearing from my higher self to give to everyone who's listening and the people that's going to be listening to the future. A lot of us struggle with discipline collectively. So how to overcome that? Move by decisions. That is masculine. Do not move from feelings, because it might be a time that you might feel like you don't want to do something. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. Oh, I don't want to work out today. But if you go work out today, it's going to help your body to look better, but it's going to help your mind to be clearer. So why would you not work out today? Oh, I'm just so tired. That shows that you're emotionally driven. It's just not an attack. This is just revelation. This is bringing awareness. If you want to move more in discipline, if you make a decision and you make a commitment, stay with it. Even if it's hard, keep doing it until you said the commitment stops at this time, this date, and so on and so forth. This is going to help you deeply. This is what it means to move in the highest alignment of Gemini and Cancer. If you want more practical ways to move in Gemini and Cancer, start writing. Start writing down your goals. Start writing down your ideas. But know that you cannot do every single idea at one time. You cannot do every single idea at one time. If you do every single idea at one time, it's going to be a lower resort. I mean, not resort, result. It's going to be not that high because no one can focus on multiple things at the same time. Make your life simple. If you're going to do this in 5 months, you're going to do that in 5 months. But in this 5 months, this is what I'm focusing on. Start documenting things, because when you write things, you start to remember things, which is also water. That's memory. So one thing I always do, I write things down. I journal. I write my intentions for the day. I write my gratitude down for the day. Every day. Even when I'm like, I don't really want to do this. Is this working? I still do it, because every time I stop writing the gratitude, I start to see that my thoughts become, oh, I want more. I'm not appreciative of what the thing spirit is giving me and what I already have at the moment. So if that is you, start writing your gratitudes. Start putting music in the background. That's the Cancer. That's the water. That's the subconscious. You start doing this. This is how you're going to connect your left brain with your masculine brain. If this is resonating with you guys, this is making sense, put a 1 in the chat. Mm-hmm. 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 Consistency is the key, my friends. Consistency is the key. It is a blueprint of the highest thing that you want in this reality. Yes, the left brain is masculine. The left is masculine. The right is feminine. The left is the conscious mind. The right is the subconscious mind. The more you connect both, you activate the universal mind, which is the Aquarius mind. And I like to talk in the astrology piece because astrology is the body. It is your church. Your body is the church. You are Iron Man. Iron Man is the superhuman suit, the superhuman body. This is a superhuman suit. You are a soul living in a human experiment. You are a soul. So this can be superhuman. But we have been operating in such a lower way of thinking from the system that has been created. We don't see it as a superhuman suit. These bodies have the potential to fly. These bodies have the potential. If it's a fire right now, it can put it out. These bodies have the potential to have super strength. These bodies have the potential to connect with other minds across the world. These bodies have the potential to create worlds from what you speak. These bodies have the potential to go to sleep and go into different realities. But we don't see that our body is superhuman because we don't take care of it. We don't want to work out. We don't eat. We don't eat correctly. So when we don't do those things, we operate from a lower self of our body. But we start to eat more healthy. We start to take care of ourselves. We start to challenge our mind. You're going to see a different level of your human body. This is why you have people like Anthony Edwards. You have people like Kobe Bryant. You have people like LeBron James. You have people like Mike Tyson. You have people who are these athletes that do some things that's very godly because they take their self to a different level of their mind. We all have these capabilities. We all can access Akashic records. You just have to challenge your mind in a different way. It is all repetition, which is consistency. The reason why I can channel in the Akashic records consistently because I've been doing it since I was 3. It's consistency. I have nothing that you guys don't have either. We all can tap in. You just have to be disciplined and consistent. And discipline is a reflection of self-love. This is how you see masters. And you see people that are not masters. You see they have a different level of consistency, but it's consistency with their mind. Every single great person, no matter if they are athlete, musician, or anything, they have mastered their mind. They have mastered their confidence. They are very disciplined. They're very determined. They have a different level of drive that they feel like they can do anything. That's Gemini. What are you thinking? How are you speaking? What are you writing? You can tap into the future. You can write what you're going to do in 20 years, and it can manifest. So people that want to tap into your futuristic way of thinking, start tapping in. What are you doing 5 years from now? And then regress from that and everything you need to do for those 5 years. 6 years ago, I listened to something called Earl Nightingale's Strangest Secret. He said, what you think, you become what you think. In the first 20 seconds, he said, what is the problem with man with today? And he said, man simply do not think. From that time, 6 years ago, when I was homeless, in an apartment complex, sleeping on a pull-out bed, at my friend's old crib, and I had to leave in 15 days. That man said, I want you to do everything I tell you to do. And once it stopped working, stop doing it. I was disciplined, and I was at a breaking point where I was in survival, and I was looking for something deeper. And now 6 years from today, I'm able to teach a law of attraction. I actually met my woman who teach a law of attraction. That actually is my point of life now. From me listening to that one video that changed my life forever. You only need 1 second. You only need one thing. You only need to hear one sentence that's going to change your life forever. Are you willing to be disciplined, devoted in your masculine, your feminine, and your multidimensional being to allow it to come into fruition? This is what Gemini, this is what Cancer, this is what this June forecast is getting us to see deeply. See why you move to the place that you move to. See why you're born, why you're born. See why you write the way you write. See why you don't like to read. Why? Dissect it. Dissect it. Why don't you read? Why don't you write? Why don't you speak? You're going to see why. And the more you see why, you're going to tap into a higher frequency of your Gemini. So this is the message for the day, for the Gemini, for the Cancer, for the June forecast. We're going to shift into this energy of doing Akashic Q&As. So if you guys want to come on, how can I do this? I'm going to copy this. Boom. Put this here. Boom. Boom. If you guys want to come and get Q&As, and if you're on Instagram and you want to come to my YouTube is Akashic Wizard, AKASHICWZA. Come on here and you want to get a Q&A, come on here. And if you are new to this channel, like, subscribe, comment, because this would bring this message of astrology, would bring this message more to people that need to see what they need to see. So, Instagram people, thank you guys for coming. I'll see you guys soon. Peace, love, light. Someone asked, before I bring these people on, someone asked, what are some practical ways we can love ourselves? This is good. Write to yourself. Go to a part. I want you guys to think of an age where you started hating yourself. You started not liking yourself. If it's 17, if it's 15, if it's 23, if it's 33, start to talk to that self in writing for 30 days and speak life and be the mother and the father, the Gemini, the Cancer, and be that for yourself for 30 days, because it takes 30 days to create a habit. Doing this is going to shift you into a new paradigm. Another way to do practical things of self-love is mirror work. Start speaking to yourself, or just start looking yourself in the mirror and smile. If you do not love yourself, it's going to feel weird. If you don't embrace yourself, it's going to feel weird. The more you do that, oh my God. Do anybody have a cat that can open doors? Hey, nope. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. This is crazy that my cat opens my door. But like I was saying, is doing that and doing that for 30 days, you're going to see a different frequency come into fruition. Someone said, leave Simba alone. So I know Simba want to join, but Simba be distracting me. But doing that, I promise you, it will help you. Another thing you can do is meditation work, where you can see yourself, see your inner child, but see yourself as the mother and the father of your inner child in the meditation, and start speaking to your inner child. The more love you give your inner child, which is your real self, You're going to see a different level of your masculine and your feminine come online. So these are some practical ways of how you can deeply move into self-love of yourself in a practical way. So now I want to now get into bringing people on, but I want to set the intentions of one question. One question. I want to be intentional of everybody's time today. So one question, and then we're going to move from there. I want to get as many people as possible, and then we're going to go from there. All righty, let's go. We're gonna go with I like the name and I like the frequency. Hop.
Hi, how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Beautiful. I'm growing and so grateful too. I thank you first and foremost for just all the care that you extend to yourself through like sharing with us the way that you do. Um, yeah, I'm just so grateful. Um,
I received that.
Thank you. I am curious about just my path moving forward as far as career. I deal with I'm dealing with some health issues, but I just want to, I guess, anchor more around maybe more soul purpose things so that that can be like a driving force. Um, yeah, I can share my birth stuff and life
Yeah,
path
what's your
stuff.
birthday?
It's November 12th, 1996, life path 3.
29?
November 12th, 1996.
No, you're 29?
Coming up on that this November, yeah.
Is Hop your full your first name?
In Vietnamese, it's pronounced a little differently, but it's the same like lettering.
Can you just say your first name and last name just one time?
Hop Nguyen.
Do you do anything with your body?
I've gotten paid for like body work stuff, which I've more so channeled it, or just like dancing movement stuff. But I want to get deeper into both.
Do you know about Tai Chi?
That has come up before to like get more into.
I got a vision of you like what is it? It's this movie, but I can't remember the name. Is oh my god, I cannot remember the name, but it's this movie that is on Disney, and it's this about this Chinese guy, and he had a mother who could like bend the elements and
Hmm.
move the elements, but it's through her body and how she channels. You have that type of same capability. You also was this a different lifetime? Where is this? Beijing? Correct. It was a timeline you lived in Beijing where you was a monk.
Yeah.
So this monk energy, they it's not to say you're supposed to do the same thing, but they want you to channel it through your body. Because that's also going to bring some healings of some things that go on with some dis-ease.
Sure, that makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Give me 1 second. Is it something going on with your womb or like your lower parts of your body that kind of feels uncomfortable?
Not. I mean, I think there's just a lack of metabolism of possibly different emotions and life experiences. Yeah, that's one thing.
Where you from?
I am native to LA.
You still live in LA?
Not currently, but I'm thinking of circling back.
Do you travel a lot?
I feel like I'm nomadic, yeah.
How much do you write?
I know I have to do that more. You're very sweet. Everyone. Yeah, that is channeling. Thank you.
You one, the body is the key for you. Tai Chi, Qigong, to be able to really transmute your energy. That's going to tap you into a different mantle of your Scorpio. And now, even when I'm talking to you, it's like they want me to hun, shun, hun, hun,
Hell yeah.
because that energy is going to help you to move energy out that's kind of stuck in the body. That's why some dis-ease at times where you're like, something's with my body because it needs to be released, especially when you're nomadic and you have times where you go through a I am trying not to fall off the deep end. And you go sad. That's getting to the body. And that has to be released in a certain way. If you don't release that, it's going to be in your body and then it can overrule your way of your thinking. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you so much.
And when you travel to different places, I want you to start asking spirit, why am I here? What is the lesson I need to learn at this place? Because you being nomadic, you're tapping into different levels of consciousness because you are archaeologists unconsciously. You like seeing different ley lines, different states, different cities, different countries to see the bigger picture of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So when it comes to purpose, I will find a sensei. I will start writing, and I will start finding yourself where you can go in nature. You can ha, ha, and you can do that just from intuitively doing. You're gonna do things like, how do I know this? Just allow the body to move, and then some things going to come back into memory. Just because you was a monk in a past life, you still have that in the cells right now. You just have to awaken it. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you so, so very much.
No problem. See you later.
My dear.
All right, we're going to go into Rashida. Yes, that's the movie. Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi. Yeah, it is Shang-Chi. That's the movie I was thinking of. Shang-Chi. Thank you for Mia Rose putting that in the chat. Hello.
Hi. Hi, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well.
Thank you for having me. So I after actually the last time I spoke to you, I got a teaching position and yeah, so I'm creating my school curriculum around that and I'm still really scared. So my birthday month is coming up June. I'm a Cancer, 6983. So wanted to just hear what you had to say about that.
619, you said?
62983.
Something happened where you don't trust your intelligence or trust your teachings.
Mm,
Does that resonate?
definitely. I've had some traumas. I'm still releasing it. I've done a lot of shadow work though.
Who told you this? Now, okay, before I ask you this, what is the narrative someone told you that hurt you the most that just you feel like still inside of you?
What is the what? Say that
What
first part.
what is the narrative?
Mm-hmm.
What did someone tell you, say to you that really, really hurts you? That you feel like it is still running that program inside you.
I wouldn't say it's all the time, but it comes up. I would say just that I'm not wanted. Just I was in foster care the first 5 years of my life, and just kind of not feeling really chosen, like parents that wanted me.
So that made you feel like you wasn't enough, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Did that make you feel unworthy?
Of course, yes, yes. But I think I've done a lot of that work, but I mean, I guess it's still showing up. But yeah.
The reason it's still showing up because you're not trusting your teaching. You're not
Mm,
trusting your leadership because the inner child still feels, am I worthy of this? Am
mm,
I worthy of this? Can I
right.
teach? Someone told me I went through experience that I wasn't wanted. Am I worthy of this? Can I have this? That's what your inner child is saying. And it's not to say you haven't done the work, but it's coming up because you're moving into a higher state where you're teaching, you're leading. And when you're going to a higher state of your being, something's going to come back up of like, hey, did you heal from this? Hey, I'm coming back. So it's coming back
Well,
to
I
let
mean,
you know.
it's actually, yeah,
Does that
it's
make sense?
actually, yes. Sorry, yes,
So
I
it's
I
coming
agree.
back because who are you teaching? What is it? Is it high school? Is it middle
Well, I'm
school?
creating a company that's going to be digital, like kind of creating art courses online. So that in addition to being in the classroom with elementary school kids teaching art, so I created a company that I want to like have the masses buy my courses and buy my art curriculum for all ages. I really value visual arts, and it's really a big part of my calling, I think. And now I'm starting to create the curriculum, and because I got the job, it's like starting to align. Yeah, so my husband and I are both educators. So he does music art and music, and I do visual art,
So,
and we're both cancers. So yeah.
so this is coming up because you're tapping into a different energy. So when you tap into a new level, the inner child has to feel safe to go into this new level. It's not to
Right.
say you haven't done that work, but you have to tell the child, hey, we're ready. We're good.
Right.
We solid. We can teach. We can do this. Everybody that I feel like that tapped into their teaching goes through this in a way. So you're just going
Hmm.
through you have to parent your inner child and say, hey, we grown now, we good, we know we worthy. Look at what we doing. We got this. I love you. You more than worthy. Speaking that, and then your inner child's like, okay, let's do this. And then you're gonna see, like, okay, I'm tapping in some creative energy in a different way because the key to the creativity is the inner child.
Right.
Does that
Absolutely.
make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So it's not that is not something that you haven't worked on, but the inner child, especially you being a woman, need reassurance.
Yeah.
It needs that reassurance. That's it. So give your inner child that reassurance so you can do what you came to do with your man. You're gonna be doing all these things across the world, virtually traveling. Then you're gonna have your own center, be
Yeah.
doing TED talks with this, and then you're gonna be like, "Ooh, I see my power. I'm so proud of myself." And that this when things gonna take off.
I receive. I receive that for sure. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem. See you at the top.
Yes.
All right. Who we got? Who we got next? We're gonna go to Andrea. We're gonna go to Andrea.
Peace and greetings.
Peace and greetings. How are you?
I am well. Praise
That's
be
good
to
to
Allah.
hear.
How are you?
I am well and abundant.
Nice to see you, and I thank you for all that you do for us.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
How
Yes,
can I
sir.
help you today?
I just want you to just, I guess, read me and see where I need to be in my next phase of life. I feel like I'm in transition.
When's your birthday?
December 22nd, 1970.
Are you releasing something, a relationship, or you moving? It's a cycle you're clearing.
Yes, sir.
Is it the relationship?
Yes, sir. I'm going through a divorce.
You have kids?
Not with him, but I have a son.
How
Or
old is your son?
he's 34.
So he grown.
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me a second. And Dree, what's your last name?
Perkins.
Do you trust spirit that's going to help you on this new path of where you at in your life?
Yes, sir.
But is it scary?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Financial sus- 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 ah, Financial stability, a little scared.
Yes, sir.
What do you do regarding work?
I'm not working right now. Trying
What
to
do you
figure it
want
out.
to do? And I want you to think not out of money. I want you to think from the money. What do you want to do? How you want to help the collective? How you want to help people?
Um, First, find out about myself and then go from there, like on a spiritual path, helping others.
Do you know who you are beyond this vessel?
No, sir.
When's your birthday?
December 22nd, 1970.
Is that Capricorn?
Yes, sir.
Show me the book. For the next 6 months, this is a time to love yourself and know who you are.
Yes, sir.
So I recommend, I don't know your living situation, but I would get a place, get yourself solidified. I will start doing practices, meditation, journaling. I will call on a teacher that can help you to know who you are, give you some guidance. If you feel called to go on retreat, you feel called to take a sacred medicine journey, any of these things, these next 6 months, this is what you need to do because you're born on 22. That's a master architect frequency, and that's Capricorn. Capricorn is a boss. You a boss. You a boss. I want you to own your vibration that you a boss, not I don't know. No, that I'm gonna figure this shit the fuck out. I know it. I have no doubt in my mind. Peace, love, light. The fuck? That whole that vibration. You know what? If he don't see me, I see me. And I want you to do a release letter to him because you got that energy. They're telling me you haven't expressed everything you really wanted to let him know. So
Mhm.
what I want you to do, I want you to write him a release letter to his higher self and let him know. Because that need to come out your body because you felt like he ain't here. It ain't clicking what I'm saying. It's not clicking what I'm saying. Do you not hear that? Yo, you was out of pocket. You really don't see that you was out of pocket. Yo. So with that, go write him a release letter. Because since you are a woman, you don't want all that emotional energy in your body. We don't want that little resentment, that little anger. We don't want that to attract that same frequency. So this is a reset for 6 months. A reset. Knowing who you are, calling on that teacher, rewiring that mind, loving yourself. I want to thank you, Heavenly Father, for shining your light on me. What's the other song? I am a survivor. Because you a survivor of what he was putting you through.
Yes, sir.
You a survivor. So you need to listen to songs that's empowering you, but it's making you cry. Fantasy, Earth, Wind, and Fire. You need to play these songs where it's making you cry, but it's bringing you empowerment of your divine feminine, because he tried to make you feel like you was crazy. No, you wasn't crazy. You was intelligent. You was intuitive. You was getting things in your dreams. Stop playing with me, Smokey.
Yes, sir.
You trying to play you like a fool. You ain't no fool. You come from source. You come from creator. So with that being said, I want to give you some revelation. Sophia lineage, Mary Magdalene lineage, Jesus, Mary Magdalene timeline. You was there.
Wow.
You were there. So you in a Christ consciousness family, the royal bloodline family, where people are kissing their feet. So that means if someone ain't seeing you a queen and they trying to act like you a peasant, you should leave.
Yes, sir.
So I want you to see this as an empowerment of source, helping you to see distorted masculine.
Yes, sir.
Does this resonate to you?
Yes, sir.
You keep doing what you're doing, right? Be who you are. And then after those next 6 months, I promise you, you're going to see them. Doors going to open. You're going to be like, okay, I see you, spirit. But focus on yourself right now, because you need to know who you are. Once you know who you are, everything's going to open up.
Yes, sir. And I'll see you at the retreat, inshallah.
Mount Shasta?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's up and popping.
Yes, sir.
It's up and popping. We'll see each other soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Blessings to you.
Yes. We gonna switch it up. We gonna bring some man. We gonna bring a man. We need some man. All right, we gonna bring Joshua. We gonna bring Joshua. Joshua, you here?
Hey, what's up, man? It's Josiah. I get that all the time.
Oh, my bad, Josiah.
Yeah.
Sorry for butchering the name. How you doing, brother? I've
I'm
seen you
good.
before. You've been here before.
Yeah, I'm way better than the last time we spoke. Yeah. Some stuff I'm still clearing up. Like my discipline, I'm getting back on it. But right now I need to know, what did I write down? What do I need to do this month? Because I feel like there's a mommy wound coming up and I don't know how to clear it right now. Like regarding my finances and kind of freedom.
Do you by chance know your moon sign?
I have it written down. I'm a Capricorn sun moon sign. I have it written down from the last time.
I need that moon sign.
All right. I know where it is. Should be in this, not the other one. Other one.
Okay, while you're getting that, I want to ask you, have you embraced your sexuality?
No. I think that's a shadow wound that's coming up too.
Do you have shame of it?
Yeah, because a lot of times when I was growing up, they would call me gay. I grew up with my mom and my sister, and I kind of mirrored them, like their feminine aspects a little bit, and kind of was like more, how do you say, sassy, I guess, when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of stepped away from that because I learned that was not what women want.
So are you straight?
I've been questioning that. I don't know. Like, I do find women attractive, but I'm not sure if I want to. I may want to explore being with men just to see if I am or not. I don't know.
Okay. Well, before you go more deeper, I want to set this energy because I'm feeling your energy. I want you to know this is a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
All parts of you are welcome here. Um, because I want to tell you the truth of which your soul contract, what I sense. You need to open that door to know. You
Mm.
don't know. You're too curious. So you need to know.
Mm.
If not, you're gonna find a woman, then you're gonna go out, you're gonna see a man,
Mm-hmm.
be real curious, and it's gonna be hard for you to act
Mm.
because you're too curious. But you still have this little nigga a bitch. You still have that energy,
Yeah.
your body. This dude a little feminine. He weak. So
Mm.
I'm not weak. So it's shame of what people told you of what it means to be a masculine,
Mm-hmm.
what it means with your sexuality, that you don't feel like you can embrace moving. Well, you know what? I do like men, but I'm a man. But you know what? I don't like just men. I like men and women. What's the problem?
Mm.
You have a Dennis Robin energy. Just calling how I see it.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why people like Dennis Robin because he embraced
Dennis
himself.
Robin?
Dennis Robin. If you don't know him, I want you to look him up. He played for the Chicago Bulls. He used to paint his nails. He used to do a lot of things. Now he never came out. They said that he was that, but nah, he that. He that.
Mm.
He is that. But the energy of how he embraced himself, that's what I want you to do. Because it is part of you that is not embracing your full sexuality. I want to say this to you, but other people that's listening. It is nothing wrong with wanting men, women. You know why? Because there's a thing called androgynous. You got people that got a phallus and a womb. You got people that got the masculine and the feminine. I'm not here to say that it's distorted or not, but people have contracts because that's what they want to experience. And that's what you want to experience. So go experience. Get your experience and be happy that you want to experience.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And be
Yeah.
happy. There's people that's boring. They don't know. But you have this curiosity. You feel like it's going to open something inside you. It is. And I think you should because that's for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I feel like I'm like curious to know because like if I had a son or a daughter and they wanted to express themselves in that way, I would want to know how to go about teaching them how to do that and for the experience too.
Sometimes you got to go to experience so you can know.
Yeah.
Some people don't. But for you, you need to know. You have to, I feel in your energy is too much curiosity that if you don't act, something's going to come up that you're going to attract it. So, man, do that, man, and embrace. And I don't know if you have brothers or friends or some dudes tell you this, but you need to write some letters, some release letters to whoever those dudes or whoever those people who told you these things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can move.
All right, cool.
You know what I'm saying? Because a real, I don't even want to say a real man, a person who's fully authentic is not going to judge you. They say you gay. Okay. I'm covered with my sexuality. So you don't bother me. You don't make me feel uncomfortable. A lot of dudes who feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. Like niggas be gay, but they don't be saying nothing.
I know because I play football. I ain't.
And you
Those,
know,
man, man, you make me feel uncomfortable because you feel like if you be around me too much, I'm gonna show another part of you.
mm,
I know. Trust and believe. I know. I've been tried multiple times.
Like a month ago, I was doing this dance class, right, with my friend, and like it's something in my mind that just kept on nudging me to like dance with him, and I did. Like, and I had so much fear, but I had to like something inside me was telling me to just to move past this fear, and like I had fun for real. Like it was fun.
And that's the key that you need to see. You have fun.
Mm.
And fun is joy, is the highest frequency. So if you do that, you happy. What's the problem?
There's
So
no anyway.
I want to invite you
Yeah.
to move into that. Move into the things that's a little bit uncomfortable of what you think people think about you, but it feels authentic. It feels normal to you. Do that. And I promise you, I think you're going to like, I think you're going to see what you've been missing. And that's you being your full authentic self.
Mm. Okay. I
That
have
makes
yeah. I have my moon sign is Libra. That's my mother.
okay. So this tells me you're not you're moving into the tier to go to a higher tier of your Libra. You're in the imbalance of the Libra. That's why you probably go through energies of um what's the word? Dang, I'm like losing my words. It's like you don't know how to make decisions. You look at things very judgmental, see if people judging you. You could
Mm.
be very self-critical, but you're
Mm.
very flirtatious. But you scared of what people think when you in your flirtatious. But
That's-
your flirtatious is not to say that that's wrong. That's how you get people to open up. That's your divine feminine inside you. But you want to be in your Capricorn, you want to be that boss. So you like, man, I don't want people to feel like I'm sweet though. If you are sweet, just know if they come to you, shit ain't gonna be sweet. That's what you need to be.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think you embracing this, I think this is going to help you deeply.
Thank you.
No problem. Talk to you soon, my brother.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. All right. We're going to go to another brother, Mr. Keith Gable.
Hello, brother. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling lovely. Good to see you again.
Yes, sir. Good to see you as well. Quick question, man. For one, you are on one tonight. You are like hitting all the marks. Like, congratulations. You're really moving this room, and I feel that.
Thank you.
Second thing, man, I'm in this. I feel like, all right, you know how they say new levels, new devils, right? I feel like I'm being monitored much more than I ever have in the past. I also feel like my protection has been upgraded a bit as well, but I feel like, different higher level energies and entities are monitoring me and trying to hold me back from whatever's about to happen.
Have you been seeing things in your dreams?
For sure.
This is a test.
Mm.
You cannot react from this. The emotion, the rage will give them energy. Do not react because we just opened the door. Because just know, since we opened up this Akashic door, this is a really big door.
Mm.
But I want you to embrace not reacting and being, I need to do, no, you do not react. You see? Hi. Hi. You walk like Neo. They're going to try to attack.
Okay.
Unbothered. Be unbothered. Focus on the mission. Focus on the things you want to create. That's it. Because what they're trying to do is trigger the lack.
Okay.
They want to trigger that lack to get you back.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're going to try to harness of the things that they feel like they can get you, and it's that. Do not go into that.
Okay.
And now the energy's now clearing while me saying that.
Okay.
Because you're now consciously aware. They're like, we didn't want him to know. No. You know what I'm saying?
So in the astro, should I go?
You're gonna open up some big doors of, because you're an architect, which you already know. You ain't come here to do nothing small. So do not allow the emotions of financial material. Do not allow them, because they're going to try to get you to doubt, to get you back into your lower you. So this is a test of you. Nope. I'm staying here. I'm going here. I'm going up to another elevator. I'm going to room 11. I am no longer at 9. I'm going to 11. I'm becoming another level of my messenger. And you guys cannot stop me. You do that, you're going to be fine, my brother.
I appreciate that. So really quick, should I do that in the astro as well, or should I call on my guides to handle any type of situations?
You can do that in the astral realm.
Okay.
You can do that in the astral realm. Also, give me 1 second. Biolocate, because you're a big, you be doing some things. Go to a biolocation of the golden Shabala of, I'm move you back on. Go to the biolocation of the golden Shabala of Keith Gable Akashic memory. Biolocation of golden Shabala of Keith Gable Akashic memory. This is going to take you to a different tier where they're not going to be able to mess with you.
All right. Thank you.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
All right. See you soon. All right. We're going to bring Altea. Altea, you here? Going once, going twice. Tamara.
Hi.
Oh.
So yeah, we have spoken before, and I just want to let you know that things have really opened up for me financially. So I thank you for that. It's been really awesome. Now I'm I'm doing my own sales now, or as before I was dialing for other people. Now I'm creating my own sales, and I'm killing it. So thank you for that. But I do have a question when it pertains to um, my love life. So I'm practicing abstinence because I've gone through a lot of sexual trauma, not so much as like abuse or anything like that, but I just feel like when once I have sex with men, they go like they just go crazy. I can't, whatever. So in the most humble way possible. So I'm engaged and my partner knew that I'm practicing abstinence and, but we have had moments where we have, dipped and dabbled or whatever. And I feel like it's confusing him. And he really does love me. But I feel like the engagement is more attachment and less than love. And then I feel turned off by it. So I just want to know, like, what can I do to like speak to him to let him know, like, I do love you, but I need him to understand where I'm coming from, and it's not like a controlling thing. It's more just like I I don't know. I just want him to understand that he's like I'm a man, and I have needs, and that stuff. So
Okay. So are you doing this with him with the abstinence?
yeah, I'm the one that started it. Yeah.
How long has it been?
So the first time that we engaged in sex was last July. It was his birthday. this next time that we had like penetration sex, it was like he proposed to me on Valentine's Day, and we did it then. But like I felt just like, I guess because I didn't want to, but I almost felt like, he proposed, you should. And we had been drinking, and like it didn't feel good to me because I didn't want to really do it, but I just did it to like appease him. And just all kinds of things happened after that. My period came and all this stuff. And it was just like, I probably shouldn't have done that. But yeah, that was the last time. So the last time was Valentine's Day.
So thank you for your vulnerability. So what I want to give you is, if you're going to really do this, this is not just sexual. This is with other things too. Alcohol. And I'm not saying don't drink alcohol, but I want you to know, when you indulge in alcohol, that's a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to come on to things that you really, really want, that you're trying to be disciplined. So if you're going to really, really tune in, tap in, turn on, is not about not having it. What are you doing? What are you creating while you're holding it? Where is that energy going? Because if it ain't going nowhere, then with after 2 weeks, I don't care if you a man or a woman, you're gonna start to go crazy.
I mean, I work out and I like to run and stuff like
Okay.
that. So I think it comes down to my workouts, really.
Your workouts, but also what are you creating outside of workout? Are you writing things that you want to bring into fruition? Is it things? It's things you could. They're telling me it's things you need to be creating to use the Kundalini, because the Kundalini is your creative energy. So you want to use that, and not just working out, using it, babe. Let's I want to tap into a different level of creation, or do this with your man. He's sitting crisscross applesauce. You sit on him, eye gaze, be in a moment with him. Doing these things, this can tap into a different level of intimacy with your relationship, and not releasing. Allow it to come up in the body. I don't know if you read this book, Think and Grow Rich, but I want to invite you, read Sexual Transmutation. If you already read the book, and this time, read Sexual Transmutation every day, but only chapter 11. And you're going to get something different every single time. You need to deeply understand sexual transmutation so you don't have the backlash. Because in the Sexual Transmutation chapter 11, he also talked about the people who makes the highest money are the people who are highly sexed nature. It's not to say that they're not using it, but they're putting it into something else. I think for you and your man, because I feel like you're a little bit more disciplined with as you than your man, but the man he could be in that energy, but he doesn't need to release. He doesn't have to release. He could be in the energy, but don't release. Hold it and bring it up. Bring it up. And a meditation practice of that is used for him, for your man. It's around his G spot. He want to pull that energy up. Pull the energy up. And allowing that energy to go up, it's going to tap him to the sixth sense, his highest genius. So he needs to do that. Then, oh man, I want to. So that means you haven't conquered your lustful ways of thinking, and that's what he needs to do. And I think it will help him. Even if he needs to write about it, talk about it, express it, what is coming up. But just reacting is not going to help. I know this from experience. So
Yeah.
that's the key, is not just holding it in. What are you doing with it? What are you creating? And what is other practical things that you do when you get there? You can do where you're sitting on him and you guys are eye gazing. You guys can talk about your creative things that you want to create. And that's going to open the door where the energy that you're trying to get physically, you're going to do things outside the physical that's going to open that door where it's like, oh my God, that was like us doing it, but we wasn't doing it. And that's the key.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's
So
what I really
talking
want
to
to
him,
connect in other ways. Yeah.
yeah, talking to him, you need to get him to see that and be like, babe, just read this book. Just read this chapter. Just read this chapter. Because he's not seeing it. He's like, man,
Yeah, he's like pouting. Yeah, exactly. Just like that.
if you don't see the power with this, he not seeing it. So help him to get it to click.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Adewale.
All right. See ya.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. We're going to do two more people. The book is called I said Sexual Transmutation. Think and Grow Rich. In chapter 11, he talks about sexual transmutation, but the book Think and Grow Rich is a deep, powerful energy that helps people who trying to move into their highest power that I highly recommend. All right, we're going to go to first. We're going to go to Tunde, and then the last person going to be Angelica.
Hey,
Tunde?
hi, Adewale.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you for coming today.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you for everything you do.
No
Really
problem.
appreciate it.
How can I help you today?
I feel like I've got a million questions, so I'm going to go to one that everyone always says, which is, what is something that I need to know now that I don't know?
When is your birthday?
17th of July, 1968.
Did you have a desire to sing
Um,
or to like speak, or it's something where you want to be in deep self-expression?
it's interesting. Um, yes and no. So definitely to use my voice, not necessarily for singing to perform, but as part of sound healing. I'm currently on a sound healing course, and I do want to bring my voice into that. So I would say in that sense, but not necessarily that I want to be on stage singing.
That's your Cancer energy. Scared. That's what you need to know that you don't know. You have done this before where you done this in front of tribes, you done this in front of communities, you done this in front of a lot of people before. But the Cancer is like, okay, I don't want people to see.
Yeah, I don't like to be center of attention.
They cannot see me. Oh my God. That's what you need to see. That you have the power, that you can be seen across the world today. You have that. I'm not saying that's what you have to do, but you have that magnetic energy because you've done it before. So, what I want to invite you to is start speaking, singing, or doing things that you wouldn't do in front of people. Start doing in front of people. Why? It's going to make you more confident. Because that Cancer, I don't want them to see me. I don't want them judging me. I don't want them to put in their projections and their opinions. I don't want to hear their shit.
It's funny because I'm both introvert and extrovert. There are times when I am the loudest person in the room. I can be that, and then with other people, I hold my light in. I'm very quiet. I let others shine. So it's interesting. I can be that and be that comfortably.
Well, what I'm getting you to see it's another part of you, of the introverted, that you keep an introverted, that needs to come into the extroverted part of you, because it's another part of you that is very, very, very powerful, that you keep in home, then it needs to get out the home so it can be seen across the dome, earth.
And is that seen as singing, or could it be in other forms? Because I am also a psychotherapist, and could it be in that? Because whenever I felt in flow is when I've been with clients.
Whatever that psychotherapy, that stuff hit for you. I feel a lot of momentum of this psychotherapy. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to open up. That's what we need to expand to. That's what needs to be what you be doing full time. Who, the psychotherapy, because you are a psychologist, you know how to dissect things, because you're Cancer, so you're very intuitive. But you're that 17, which is quantum, so you know how to tap into different things, different timelines of what people are not saying, and you're able to express it and help them to tap into a different level of their healing, because you got that divine feminine energy where they're going to tell you everything, where you're like, why are you telling me this? Because they feel safe with you.
Okay, so that's interesting, because I've just left my psychotherapy job after 15 years in it, working for the NHS, and I felt very stagnant. The therapy was great. It was the 9 to 5. So I'm at this place where I'm not working. I'm on the sound healing course. My aim is to combine the two, because I really felt with my therapy that there was a lot that combated with my spirituality, which I've only been on this awakening path since 2022. So now I'm out of a job, happy out of a job. I feel financially free. I feel free, but I also do not know what my next steps are.
So you're not doing a psychotherapy now, correct?
I'm currently not working in that. I could work privately. I've just not been drawn to it. But again, that could be the sort of hiding, or not believing in myself. So right now, I'm just being, not doing.
I think you should do that. I think you need to take the leap of faith of what this looks like for you, because I think this is going to help you move. Something needs to move, because
Yes.
the more you sit, the more you just feel stuck. Something needs to move, and then you're going to figure out more on the way.
Yeah.
And I think the psychotherapy is going to help that way.
I feel when I've attempted to move that it's coming from a place of, well, I'm doing this out of fear or lack. Because when I do look to move, like for instance, private practice, then there's stumbling blocks, almost like, well, that wasn't the path. So I do feel, I feel a mixture of free, but also I don't know where my next steps, what next steps to take, because I feel whenever I do know, I run down it. I'll start doing things that I don't even question. Well, I'm just going to go down this path.
So if you want to go deeper into this, I would love to do a session with you, because I do feel like it's other piece of the puzzles I'm not able to see. But what I want to give you before we go is, I want you to sit with how you want to move. What do you want to create before you leave this earth? So once you be in that intention and that energy, is going to release the performative, it's going to release the energy of lack, it's going to release the energy of scarcity, and you're just going to do what you need to do and how you need to move, and then the abundance will come. For instance, me, I will read the records all day, every day, and I will never get bored, and I will do it until I leave this reality. You need to find that peace.
Okay. Hmm.
That makes sense?
It does. It does. I definitely feel that there is spiritual gifts that I want to open up, but I'm not quite sure.
You have other gifts that want to be opened up, but I don't think they've been open yet because you
Mm-hmm.
just now getting into your spiritual
Mm.
essence of yourself.
Yeah.
So if you would like to have a session with me, since we already kind of done things, definitely
Mm.
I will give you a discounted price. Just reach out via email or Instagram, and then my team will get to you.
Oh, I will do. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for everything you do. And love
Thank
to
you.
everyone in the chat.
Say
Really
that last part
appreciate it.
again.
Love to everyone in the chat. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. See ya. All right. Last person. Hello.
Hi, I'm so excited.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I am amazing. I can't complain.
Yes, it's great. Oh my goodness. I am, my birthday's August 28th, 1987, and I'm Angelica. And I have been re reorganizing my home since I've moved here and um, making it my home. And um, I think I've just though been stuck a little bit. I had my second little one, and I think my body has just been readjusting and feel like I'm still in the process of healing my body in that sense from that motherhood, and I'm still obviously continuing because now I have two little boys, and I think I'm in a way struggling to uh, get back to what I am here for. And I know I know life happens and it's going well, and I'm grateful for where I am. And so I'm just yeah, I'm just a little stuck in that waking up again. I felt like I was woken. I felt like I was awake for a while when we had just moved to the coast, and and dealing with one of our eldest child's health, and and I was like on a roll of waking myself up and becoming the divine goddess, and it just felt like I got a little stuck, or just the energy going to other people, focusing now that we've been home, like, or back to where our parents are, like energy's just leaving me because I need to help others in my immediate family first. So I'm
That's what
just,
it is. Sorry to cut off your
oh
wisdom.
no.
Sorry to cut off your wisdom, but while you were speaking, you feel like you're abandoning yourself. Does that resonate?
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I want to get back to me, and I just feel like, I love my children, obviously. That's what I chose. And but I feel like, okay, they're getting a little bigger now, and I can start shifting back into me. But it's still taking some time and some even health effort, and I feel like I've been, especially this year, like
How
just
old are your
trying
kids?
to get back.
How old is your
Uh,
kid?
my oldest one is 7, going to be 8 in July 25th. And my little one is going to be 2 on June 23rd. So,
One, one spirit wants me to tell you that when you have kids, more abundance is going to come. So I want to kind of get your mindset of when you have kids, more abundance, not less abundance,
Right.
more abundance. Because Spirit's going to provide more abundance because you got kids. Second, I want you to bring. Are you with your husband, man?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
My boys are outside right now, so I get my
Okay.
my own time right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if it needs to be some conversations of, hey, I need this time for myself, and I need you. You're my husband. I need this. I need this hour. I need this 2 hours of just time to myself to recalibrate myself. I need to be able to go out in nature and just
Mhm.
if that's something that you need, I want you to open up that conversation with your husband. And I think that will open some things up. And also, before the kids wake up, I encourage you to meditate for yourself.
That's interesting you say that because I have been waking up, like my body just wakes up in the middle, like 2:30, 3 during that time phase, and I just lay there like either. But yes, I need to really
Do
actually
something
get
with
up.
intentions, meditation, writing, something esoteric with purpose, because that's why you're being wakened. So you can use that time to do something creatively in your priestess type of energy. You was in this timeline called the Celtic Druidic timeline, and you was a priestess and you was an oracle. So I feel like in those times in the past, that in this time right now, use times where you can tap into getting to your esoteric self. So if it's at 2:30, it's at 2:30 when you wake up. If it's at 5, it's whatever, but use some time to really have some self-care, self-love, self-presence for yourself to keep you insane in your brain. Or you're like, I'm about to freak out, but I know I can't freak out because I'm a mother. I'm about to freak out. I think that's going to help you.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. People, it was amazing live today. This was a Gemini Cancer June forecast of rewiring your mind. No, not rewiring, rewriting your mind and rebuilding your home. We talked about the full moon, new moon, talked about some things of relationships, polyamory. We talked about a lot of things today. And the people who are listening to this now or listening this to the future, we need to embrace our architect's way of being, because we are all God. We are all creator. And the more we embrace our God Christ consciousness, we're going to see this reality change drastically. This is the end times where we're clearing the old cycle and moving into the new cycle, where we're going to be free of the mind and not be in control of the mind. I love you guys. I see you guys next week. Well, not next week. I'm going to do a live next Thursday, but I'm also going to do a live tomorrow intentionally about Aubrey Marcus. So I'll see you guys later. You have a beautiful day. Peace, love, light.